All right, I'd like to call to order tonight's Economic Development Committee meeting.
All right, Alicia Neff
Here.
Jason Hoyt is absent. Erica Winston.
Here.
Carol Noker is absent with prior notice. Marv Atkins.
Here.
Callie Maxfield.
Here.
Carrick Brown is absent with prior notice. And Steve Langley.
Here.
Fantastic. Thank you all. First are the minutes from the April 26th regular meeting. Erica did email me with one change. She introduced herself as the interim chamber director at the previous meeting. I had not updated that, so I will update those in the final minutes. But does anyone else have any other changes? Okay, take a motion in a second.
Second.
Oh, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
You a second?
Second.
Okay.
First two.
All right, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Reports. Chamber. Erica?
Okay, since the last meeting, we've added 6 new members. Our next luncheon is June 8th. And then we've been working on getting information out for the barbecue bash. So it is September 24th. And I just sent out sponsor letters and getting all that set up. So that's where we're at.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. I did not receive any update from Carol in her absence, so we'll go to the chairwoman's report. Alicia?
Yes, I have Main Street previous event download. Larson's Cruise for the Cause was a pretty good turnout. The Humphreys Gravel Grinder Bike Race was a great turnout for the cyclists, not as much for the vendors. We also had the mental health fair that day. It was the first year and the weather was not ideal. So hopefully next year. The Volkswagen show was great. I can't remember if I mentioned it last time, but they previously held that in Weston, but they wanted to move it to Smithville. So hopefully they liked us enough to continue doing that. Upcoming, we have June 4th is the citywide garage sale that is being put on by Smithville Main Street. Also the Kiwanis Fishing Derby is that morning. So that's really exciting for all the kiddos. Let's see. Don't have anything the following weekend. Lake Fest is June 16th through the 18th. I believe it's just the evening on the 16th. They're just doing pageants that evening.
Correct. Yeah.
And then bands, vendors, food trucks, Friday and Saturday. So that's really great. And then going into July, I haven't heard for sure, but Nellie's, they usually do their parade on the actual 4th. So hopefully they'll do that again. If you've never been, it's adorable. I love it. So that's pretty much all I have.
Great, thank you. And then my staff report. So since the first of this year, we have issued 50 residential permits for 50 new units, which is, I don't have dashboard information in front of me, but that is definitely ahead of schedule compared to last year. The attic storage of Smithville Main building is now under construction at the south end of town on 136th. McBee's Corner subdivision and conceptual plan were just approved by the Board of Aldermen last Tuesday. So they'll be working on several items to close on the sale of the land and begin construction on that. The medical marijuana facility is almost complete. They have a few state inspections that are required in the coming weeks. And then the city and fire district inspections that will be after that process has been completed. And then also, I know that you all have probably seen on social media, we have received a plan regarding the old hospital across the way on Main Street. And so the city has received a plan. We are currently in conversations with the developer on that, and that is information that I'm not able to release to the public. So as we move forward in the process, I'll be able to give you all more updates on that as well. But we're excited to get that process moving forward. And that is all I have for the staff report. The next and only item that we have on the agenda for this evening is the approval of the updated economic development program and incentive policy. I do want to say a giant thank you to all of you over the last 6 months, going through the education required and going through the decisions and talking through everything with each other, as well as with myself and Megan Miller. I think the policy recommendations that you all have set forth will really be able to make incentives and policies easier moving forward with developers and those conversations. And I think this really gives us a path forward. So thank you all for that. So the only action that is needed tonight is any discussions that you want to have on the policies that were or on the recommendations that you've already made. If you don't have any discussions, just the approval of this document in its entirety. So what I did with the document is on the incentives that you all did put additional recommendations on, I put that at the end of the policy. The ones that we left alone, I didn't place anything additional in there. And I updated the picture on the front just so it's a little different. But other than that, were there any questions, any wordings that you think should have been changed or clarified? I can change just about anything. Great. All right. Well, as far as next steps, after you all approve the recommendation to the board this evening, next steps is to bring this to the Board of Aldermen in a work session. I would love to extend an invitation to all of you to be present for that if you would like, not a requirement. But what we will do during that work session is going through the recommendations that you all have put forth to the board, give them an opportunity to discuss it with themselves as well, ask questions. We'll have Megan there that evening as well to make sure we have all our bases covered. And from there, we could have additional directives from the board to make any additional changes, more discussions. If we don't have any additional directives from the board at that evening, at the next meeting, we would then go ahead and have that policy approved and adopted by the Board of Aldermen. So those are our next steps. I will be emailing you all with updates as far as dates, which specific meeting and time that work session will happen, and extend that invitation to all of you as well.
How far out will that meeting be? What would you anticipate?
It'll most likely be late summer. Looking at the schedule, our work sessions are pretty booked up with other discussion items as well. So I think it's in August, July or August. So I will definitely update you all as soon as we have an official date on that. Any discussion items that you would like to go over?
I don't have anything. I thought it was great.
Okay.
We just need a motion to approve.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All right.
We're approving the economic development program / incentives policy, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
The document attached with the recommendations that you all have put forth in the previous meetings. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Well, thank you all. Is there any new business?
I don't have anything. I didn't mention that we interviewed a new member. Did we want to mention that tonight or? Wait till-
We are still made conversations with Mayor. So I think at our next meeting, we will have a new member with us. So that'll be exciting to have another join us, and
Yes.
we'll be good to go. As far as next meeting,
Oh, that's right.
if it is all right with all of you, we could go back to a quarterly timeframe. Meet on a quarterly basis. The reason we were doing monthly, it was so we were able to go through all of the different incentives and make sure we had that completed in a timely manner. But moving forward, we can go back to a quarterly. I know that's the schedule that you were on previously as well. That work?
I think
Great.
that's great. And we can just, if something comes up and we need to meet sooner, then we can just shoot an email out. And
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
do we need a motion to put those back? Or just,
I don't think we
okay,
had an action to
okay.
put it before anyway. So
That
yeah,
works for
I
me
think we're
then.
good. All right.
So the next meeting will be when?
The next meeting, if we're gonna go quarterly, August, July or August.
So we'd have the meeting with the Board of Aldermen and the EDC meeting same month.
Yes, and I'm also thinking of the plan that's proposed with the old hospital. Want to make sure that that comes before you all as well. That probably July. July. How about we plan for July? The fourth Tuesday in July, 6:30 to be our next meeting.
So it's July 26th, just to be clear.
Great, thank you. Perfect.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Will we have any involvement in the Hirschway development, or is that already far enough along that we would not?
Hirschway
Yeah, the one out on 169.
with Meta.
No. Sorry, I can't get my microphone to work. Out there across from the shopping mall, the little mall there with the pet store, the one on the east side of the road.
On 144th,
Well, I call it 169, but.
169 and 144.
144th
Yeah,
is the cross street.
the cross street.
It's so obscure, I can't find a sign, so 169, but yes.
Yeah, it's just land right now. Is that the development that you're talking about? Yeah. We don't have any involvement in that at the current moment. They have not approached us for any asks as far as incentives. That is something that if they do come to us, we would be able to use our new handy dandy policy. But yeah, so we currently do not have any involvement in that development. It is private property and they can, as long as it's up to codes and our planning and zoning, it's good to go. That area is zoned for what that development is wanting to do. So it's commercial, mixed use, single family homes, all in that area. All right. Anything else? No? Great.
Has there been anything done with the old nursing home? Has
No,
anyone heard anything on
Not that I have heard of.
Okay.
I can talk with Jack to see if he's heard anything, but I have not heard anything happening with that.
I've wondered.
And that's on
about that as
Hospital
well.
Drive, the one over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove by it the other day and
I can ask Jack if he's heard anything.
I don't know.
It's been closed for
A while.
at least a year, I would think.
COVID hit.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll check with Jack.
Okay. Just curious.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So we just need a motion to adjourn if we don't have anything new. I'll let somebody else have that honor.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.